Have you ever visited a place and said to yourself, wow, this would be a great place to retire? Well, we're in Ashland, Kentucky today. This might just be a great place for you. Well, Tanya, we're at a place I've always wanted to go.
Me too.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I know, and it is so exciting. And who would have known? We're out here in Richmond, Kentucky, on our way up to Ashland. And what do we have in front of us that we've turned into? But it's Bucky's. Bucky's. I'm telling you, this is absolutely the best. And you know what's even better? They're building one not too awfully far from where we live.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of. It's in Crossville. Anyway, we're gonna go check out Bucky's and see what we can find.
Let's go.
Let's go. Wow, Tanya, we come in here and everybody says, "Welcome to Bucky's." We must have at least 4 staff tell us that. I mean, it's
as big as Costco.
It's as big as Costco. It is. We're gonna start at one part of Bucky's and go from there. I mean, it's everything Bucky's that you'd ever want. We have Bucky's T-shirts. There's Bucky's jerky. There's Bucky's everything. Let's go see.
Order 889.
One of the highlights of any visit to Ashland, Kentucky is Central Park. It's a beautiful park, lots of very mature trees, and here's a not so mature visitor. Tell me, ma'am, what do you think about Central Park so far?
It's beautiful.
Really?
And the cameraman is pretty hot.
Really? Well, gosh, I hope your husband doesn't find out.
He won't.
He won't. You're very discreet. And not surprising, there are a plethora of shopping opportunities here in Ashland. We are at Ashland Town Center, where they've got a TJ Maxx, they've got a Joann Fabrics, which makes Tanya very happy, and they even have a JCPenney, which I think is still in bankruptcy, but we'll have to see if there's anything worthwhile there.
This doesn't look so good.
This doesn't look so good. You're right. But there's a lot of cars in the parking lot, Tanya, so that's a good sign. And of course, no road trip would be complete without a trip to Joann Fabrics. Here's Tanya happily going through the patterns. Found anything, dear?
No, but I have 6 more drawers to go.
Oh, great. So I'm just sort of settling in. While we're waiting for Tanya to finish her shopping at Joann Fabrics, let me give you just a little bit of background or facts about this retirement mecca of Ashland, Kentucky. First of all, the area, Ashland itself, has about 21,000 people. 65 plus people make up about 18% of the population, and according to some of the websites we looked at, the cost of living for retirees is about 11% below the national average. Of course, housing is one of the most important factors that every retiree wants to look at in a potential site. And so I did a little bit of research on Zillow, and as of the time of this filming, the highest listing I saw for the Ashland area is $675,000 for a 6,000 square foot house. That's the most expensive. There were 61 listings in the $300,000 to $500,000 range, and 41 listings for houses $200,000 and below. So you can see there are a lot of great housing opportunities here. Yes?
That's a spooky house.
So anyway, if you're looking for a place to retire, in terms of housing, we haven't looked at what the listing price is for this thing, but it's D's Real Estate here, and the price has been reduced, and this is a cute little number here, and like Tanya says, it looks really spooky. I think it needs a lot of work, or it could be used as a Halloween house for this year. And for this little number, you can see that you know, they started painting it here, so all you need to do is finish it up and you're good to go. The crime index for Ashland is a little bit higher than in Somerset, where we previously looked, but it's still not terrible. Your chance of being involved in a violent crime in Ashland is 1 out of 400 in any given year, which is about 0.25%. So not too bad. There is, however, a 3% chance in any given year that you will be involved in some kind of property crime, whether it's burglary or car theft or something like that. Of course, one of our criteria for an ideal retirement location is adequate medical and wellness facilities. And here, right here in Ashland, Kentucky, is the King's Daughters Medical Center. And it's a very good sized regional medical center that has all of the medical types of specialties that you would need. One of the categories that we look at in terms of assessing whether a place is a good retirement location is nuisances and annoyances. I think the only thing that we could really say, just from our short period of time here, as an annoyance or nuisance, is that there is a lot of noise here. There's a lot of traffic. Okay, it obviously depends, you know, on the street, but there are lots of trucks, lots of really loud pickups, and we find that after 6 o'clock at night or so, things tend to slow down. But, you know, almost everywhere you go, there's a lot of noise. For a lot of people, that's not so bad. You know, it means people are alive and having a good time, and, yeah, you know, you just deal with it. I do have to say, however, that the people in Ashland here have a great sense of humor. For example, I'm looking over here at this truck with the truck driver, and in the passenger seat is a skeleton. You can't quite see it. I am assuming this is not real, but you can see he's got his designated passenger there with him, and yeah, it's looking like he's going to have no problem getting into the HOV lane with. So one of the highlights of Ashland is the Paramount Arts Center, and we were just given a tour by the gentleman out here who's putting letters up on the marquee. And this place, it's a beautiful old theater in there. It was built in 1905, holds about 450 people, and several times throughout the year they have different music events here, and he says they fill the place up. So looks like a happy. He even told us, Tanya asked him, do they sell champagne out here in the lobby before the shows? And he says, no, but we sell beer here. And he says, we'll sell about $10,000 worth of beer on a show. So, you know, they're doing something right. So one of the 3 top things to see and do in Ashland, Kentucky is, of course, Central Park, where we've already been, the Paramount Arts Center, and the Superhero Creamery. And we have found it, Tanya. It's right here. And it's not necessarily that it's a creamery itself, it's this store. And it's sort of the Buckys of ice cream. Let's go take a look. So, okay, so you've got ice cream. Okay, that's what you'd expect at the Superhero Creamery. Okay, good. But then as we go down, we've got all kinds of things. You've got Wonder Woman outside the restroom. We've got all kinds of Goo-Gaws and toys and little stuffed animals. It's almost like a Bucky's, but not quite. You've even got comic books, superhero comic books. Sonic the Hedgehog, right here. Well, anyway, we've been here now. The Superhero Creamery. And Tanya, it is definitely for superheroes, and we've made it.
Got it.
Well, Tanya, did you realize that Ashland is the birthplace of the Judds?
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. And also
Billy Cyrus, I
Billy
think.
Cyrus.
Wow.
Billy Cyrus. So, I mean, this is a country music town.
It's really cool.
Of all the things that are shiny and new, I'm the dull stone at the bottom of a pool, tossed by the jealous waves of the sea. I'm not as strong as I appear to be. Round by the deepest depths of the lake, I lay alone in the darkest place. My sorrow, dream of the sun. I just wanna be the shiny one. Where the water creeps, where the creek don't rise, I'm a rough stone that you'll ever.
We're here at the Ashland Regional Airport, and we're going to take a look. I don't think the only way that we could get out of here would be, I suppose, if we could get somebody to give us a flight to somewhere else. But let's go check this out. Here's the parking structure, the parking lot at the Ashland Regional Airport. So looks like there's a lot of weeds growing up here in the tarmac. So I don't think there's been a lot of activity here in some time. Well, Tanya, that little Piper Colt out there might be our only option. What would you think? We could probably get first class on it.
Oh boy.
We are at the Huntington TriState Airport, which is actually only about 10 minutes away from Ashland, Kentucky, where we just were. So let's go check it out. Here we are, Tanya, at the entrance to the Huntington TriState Airport.
Look at their decorations.
They're all decorated for the fall season. Oh, it's wonderful. Let's go check it out.
All right.
All right, here it is. Let's see. They've got 2 flights coming in, a couple of American flights from Charlotte, and they've got another American flight going to Charlotte, and then they've got an Allegiant flight going to St. Petersburg. Yeah. None of the counters are open yet, but I understand.
One departed already.
I understand that they open these up about 2 hours before flight time. So, you know, if you need to get out of town, here you can do it. And we've got Enterprise, Budget, and Avis rent-a-car here. So, just hop on over to Huntington, get in a car, and head out into the hills. What is amazing is that we all know that West Virginia is a very, very mountainous state. And we are driving this road, small road, going up into the hills. And I'm thinking, how in the heck did they ever get a airstrip up here? But they did. They did. I haven't been on it, so I don't know if it just sort of goes off a cliff or whatever. But, yeah, here it is. So, Tanya, we come to our final category, which is our overall comfort with a place. How do you feel about this, Ashland?
Well, I feel like it's safe and it's clean and it's orderly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm in danger.
Okay, that's good. Very important.
The downtown could be very nice.
Uh-huh.
The buildings are beautiful, but just not enough business.
Not enough really going on there.
Not enough going on, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I think that it would be not a place I would want to live.
Okay. So if we answer those questions, could we retire here? Would we retire here? I guess probably the answer to both of those is probably no.
Probably no.
Yeah, there's just not enough going on. It's, I mentioned, go ahead.
Sorry, there are a lot of people here, even though it's a small town.
Exactly. So it's surprisingly crowded, which is, you're out here in Kentucky. I mean, how crowded can it be? But, it kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
So our overall comfort with the place is probably not high enough to live here. Although I think for a lot of people it would probably be pretty good, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it. And but it's not for us.
Not
our cup of tea. Okay. Thank you very much, and thanks for joining us. We'll be on to another exciting destination in our next video.
Ooh.
Can't wait, right?